Stephen, we're joined by Kensington Town Chairman Stephen Cleeve. Stephen, end of the season, and well, it's been a bit of a whirlwind one, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a season of action. Yeah, a lot's gone on, and yeah, it's good that it's over in some ways, because it's been a funny end to the season with some odd results. But I think we've seen a lot of young kids out. Watched them over the last few weeks, and that's been great for us. And I'm looking forward to next season now.
How do you feel the season, when you look back at the last sort of 9-10 months, how do you feel the season has gone as a whole?
I think, yeah, it could always be better. Everything could always be better. But overall, if I had said if I had thought to myself at the beginning of the season we'd have Ian Culverhouse installed, Ray Hall installed, yeah, a whole structure beginning to get installed behind the scenes, I would have taken it, yeah. And frankly, I'm happy that we are where we are. You always end up where you're supposed to be. The table doesn't lie. That's where we are in the league with 13th. I think is that where we've ended up, yeah. Or slightly 12 or 13, whatever. And that's where we've been over the season. And behind the scenes, there's an awful lot of work to do still. I've got to put into place this academy, which will be a very important part of the club. We've got to put in place a youth structure, which is very important. We either got to do that with someone else, or we've got to do it ourselves. And we've got to get involved some more sponsorships and some more deals with local businesses. A lot of the local businesses are coming now and enjoying the hospitality, and that's been great. So we've got something to build on that department. And yeah, so overall, it's been a busy season, but I think it's been a good season.
Obviously got to ask you a question. Where did it go wrong? Because you did want the playoffs. You did make that clear at the start of the seation. Yeah. Where do you think it did go wrong in the end?
Well, I think we just drew too many games, really. Yeah, I think that's what it boils down to. A lot of our games earlier on in the season, I think we had no plan B. And I think when today was a good example. The first half wasn't a great first half, to put it mildly, but it was changed in the second half. Several substitutions made. Yeah, early on, one early on, 2 at half time. Changed the way we played, yeah, and it changed the game. That's what we need to do. If things don't work, yeah, we need to change things, and we've got a manager who can do that. So that's why I'm looking forward with confidence to next season. And I think looking back on this season, yeah, the playoffs would have been nice, but we don't deserve it because we haven't been good enough. And next season that's going to be different. And Ian's as ambitious as I am to be in the playoffs. He wouldn't be here if I didn't have any ambition, and he wants to be in the playoffs, and that's where we'll hopefully end up next season. We put the work in. There's no reason why we shouldn't be there.
I mean, we've spoken to Ian. He says how excited he is. I mean, how excited are you about next season and what's going to be happening over the summer?
Well, very excited. Yeah, I mean, really excited. I think there's a lot that can be done in the summer. I think Ian's got 4 or 5 players he wants to bring in, and that will change things. Yeah, that will change the dynamic. I think I'm very excited with Kieran Shipp and how Kieran Shipp's going to develop as a player. I think he's a wonderful prospect. Ryan Harnwell is another one, and other ones who came on today. I'm not going to list them all, but there's a few players who could come on and do a good job. And I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a very, summer. It's never quiet at a football club. It's always something going on. Yeah, and the pitch gets dug up next Tuesday. It's a bank holiday on Monday. Otherwise we'd have it up on the Monday, but it's going up on the Tuesday. That will change the playing surface, and that's very important. That's one of the reasons why we've played badly in parts. But you can't blame it on the playing surface. It's the same for both teams. Yeah. So if someone comes here and they win, then they've played the same playing surface as you. So what we've got to do now is we've got to make sure that next season we haven't got any excuses. We've got to put the work in the summer. I've got to try and raise as much money as I can to let Ian have as much much budget as he can for fire sponsorships. And we've got to get the right, and Ian will get the right players in, I'm sure of that. And we'll kick off on August the 12th, and we'll see where we end up.
Obviously, one of the big talk you touched on sponsorship and everything else, and how much hard work's got to go on commercially. But this pitch is probably one of the biggest jobs of the summer, isn't it?
Sure.
What is actually happening? Who's going to be doing the pitch?
That's a good question, and it's being organised at the moment. There's a couple of options on the table. Yeah. What is happening is that it's all being. I mean, I haven't gone through the technical issues. I've consulted the relevant people and said, what do we need to do? And they've given me it's not just one thing. There's like 12 different things that need to happen. And I've just said we've got to go ahead with that. Yeah. So that will happen. For specifics, I'll have to send it to you because it's quite a long thing. But basically, it's being dug, it's being reseeded, some sand is going into it, a lot of fertilisers going into it, and we're going to have seed on top and seed underneath, and it's going to, it's going to be a good pitch.
Yeah.
I think as well might be narrowing it slightly because this roof stops the sunlight. Stops, which is why it gets so boggy down here. So we move it in slightly. That will also give us take the pitch, which is the worst. This is the worst part of the pitch. And the more we can lose off this side, the better. So we'll be bringing it in a little bit.
Okay, and I mean the pitch is going to be. Well, that's going to take probably a few weeks, months to do, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, that's why we start literally it's starting next Tuesday. Not this. Where are we now? Not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. We've got the reserve game next Saturday. It's the last home game of the season. Then we've got the presentation evening on the Saturday. And then I think we've got on the Monday. Is that right? On the Sunday there's a cup final here, so a kind of local cup final. On the Monday there is a elite under-14s playing here, and then on the Tuesday it's being dug up.
Obviously now season's ended, we've now got a cup final to look forward to, but have you got a message for fans? We know there's some fickle supporters here in the town, but I mean, what is your message now to the town of Kings Lynn, the supporters?
Well, come and support us. That's what we need. We will do all we can. I mean, I'm working. I don't know how many hours. I've worked a lot of hours ever since I took it over. I thought I was going to do 30-hour weeks, so we can double it, and we're still not probably there how many hours it actually takes. But the reality is, we're going to put the work in. Ian's going to put the work in, and we need them to come and cheer us on, because obviously the fans make a huge part to it all. I was just speaking to the St Ives chairman last week, and he said to me, what the players hear their fans when they go away and when they're at home, and it makes a big difference to them. And I think that's what. And this is a great stadium. This is one of the top 3 or 4 stadiums in our league, and I believe it should. If it was packed and a lot of noise, what a great incentive that would be for the players. So when it's empty, it's not. I know it wasn't empty today. We had 554, I think, which is a good crowd. But I'd love people to come. More people, and the more people that come, the more noise it makes, the more budget we get, the better team we can put together. It's all exactly, and we just got to get the fans to buy into it. I think they can see from the second half of today how exciting it could be, because we could have had 5 or 6 the second half, and at home we could have had 6 or 7. And so St Ives was a bad day at the office, there's no question about that. But there are we can look at what we've done, and I think we can feel proud of where we're going, and we'd like them to come and join us on the journey.